Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mock Girl Summer, Women of Fantasy Football's mock draft show here on both the Club Fantasy and Women of Fantasy Football YouTube channels. I'm your host, Wendi Earley, and I'm so excited to welcome in my special guest co-host slash drafter, Howard Bender, head of content at Fantasy Alarm, New York Post writer, FSGA and FSWA member, award-winning SiriusXM host, and the biggest fish fan I know. Thank you for joining me tonight, Howard. How's it going?
It's going very, very well, Wendi. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you so much for the invite. This is going to be great. I'm excited to draft with you.
Oh, this is so awesome. And I'm not drafting. Wendi is not able to do all that at once. Okay. I cannot host and draft. It's just not happening. So luckily I have some other people that are going to be joining me. So in tonight's episode, we'll be covering a Battle of the Sexes mock draft, which is a best ball tournament. It's a Superflex tight end premium setting. Our kick-ass guest tonight is the host and producer of the Get Real podcast, owner of Sunday Dreamers Club t-shirt shop, and writer for South Harmon Fantasy Football, Rotoballer, and Fantasy Six Pack. It's Kacey Kasem. Welcome, Kacey, and how are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm excellent. I'm a little under the weather, so I sound a little crazy, but we're good, and I'm excited to be here. So yay, let's mocking. I haven't done one yet.
Really?
Yeah. So I haven't done one this off season.
Oh, well, this is wonderful. It's perfect then. And both of you are participants in the Battle of the Sexes. So thank you for that. It's very near and dear to my heart. Michael Salwin, who is Mr. Aladdin 23, and I were in a Scott Fish Bowl. Always coming back to the Scott Fish Bowl, you guys. 1.08 draft chat, and a bunch of these guys wanted to start a charity dynasty league. They really wanted me to be a part of it, so I joined. I'm sure they have regrets now because I'm really not very good at the dynasty thing. But Michael wanted to create this tournament because the topic came up that most leagues had very few women in them. So he said, I want to change that. We want to encourage women to play. So to do that, he created Battle of the Sexes where there would be an equal number of men and women in each division. That way, no woman would feel intimidated. And with it being best ball, it's also low maintenance. So we chose a charity to support both men and women. And that's how we got the breast cancer and prostate cancer charities that we picked. So Michael is a girl dad. We also support Play Like a Girl because their goal is to encourage and support girls in STEMs and sports. Last year, we had 180 participants. Our entrance had doubled after we went on your show last year, Howard, by the way. And we didn't even go on the show this year. We were overwhelmed. I mean, it's just great. And next year, we're hoping to double again. But this year, we have 264 participants. We have all kinds of fun prizes to give away, like a Scott Fish Bowl 15 spot, fun jerseys, a kick-ass ring from our friends at Trophy Smack. So thank you to everyone who's joined the tournament, and we hope to grow it even bigger next year. So I'd like to quickly run through the drafters. Thank everybody before we start. Every single one of you that's in here mean the world to me, and I'm so grateful for our friendships. We have the winner of the first Battle of the Sexes tournament in this draft, Miss Cindy Kornberg. Also, Michael was supposed to be here. He can't. He has a prior engagement. So my friend Disco came to my rescue. You should all go follow him on Twitter. He knows best ball like you would not believe. This is a half PPR draft with a third round reversal. We want to remind everyone that this is a Battle of the Sexes mock draft with half PPR tight end premium. However, Sleeper does not allow the scoring change during the mock draft. So just keep that in mind. This is tight end premium. Also, before we start, I see Howard's taking a drink there. Did you guys see the drinks that were posted that they put the drinks for tonight? I took that as an okay from the boss to drink on the job. Is that what you guys think?
What? Huh?
Yeah. I have something. I brought something. So, yes.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that kind of a show this evening.
Well,
right?
Yes, it's that kind of show. You know this. All right. So that being said, let's pull up the draft board. And yeah, it's coming. I'm sure of it. There it is.
Hey, look at that.
All right. I'm new here, you guys. We're going to go ahead and start. I see everybody in the chat. Thank you guys so much. And we are going to start the draft. Here we go.
Nice. All right. So Superflex and tight end premium and a 3rd round reversal. Kacey, did you know these rules before you chose your draft position?
No, I mean, I don't know. See, no, I don't think so. I don't think
I didn't. And now I'm like, well, farts, man. This stinks. I wouldn't have taken the 5th pick.
Okay, maybe. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of blame on that, Howard, because it might have been my fault. I tried to tweet to everybody what it was as a reminder, but maybe I kind of forgot to.
No. It's on me for not like realizing it's a Battle of the Sexes mock draft, and I was in the Battle of the Sexes last year. So what kind of a moron am I to not know? So, look at this. Do I lean into this whole Superflex thing and
boy,
just roll with these quarterbacks, or do I take Christian McCaffrey? I tell you, decisions. Oh, look. Oh, I guess I took a quarterback.
Okay, what a surprise. Oh, here's our champion. Oh, she took him, Howard.
I mean, how do you not? Like, I mean, if you're sitting there and you're like, you're at the forefront here, it's like, do I jump into this quarterback fray, or do I take the best player available and do it that way? As long as it's like, like still a quarterback who I consider a top 4 or 5 quarterback, like available to me, I'll make that move there and I'll pick up the pieces with running backs and wide receivers afterwards. But, everybody's going to jump on these QBs nice and early, especially the mobile ones, I think.
I saw your face, Kacey, when Kimberly took CeeDee Lamb right before. I know you wanted him, didn't you?
I did so much. Not just because I'm a homer, because it's CeeDee Lamb. That's why I wanted him.
Yes. You're a Cowboys fan?
Yes, she is.
That's me.
I can't escape this. I can't escape this. Jim Bowden is like, he's ruined me on the Cowboys. He's like the worst homer known to mankind. And now all of a sudden I realized that like all these Cowboys fans in my life, like what did I do? What horrible thing did I do in a past life to deserve being surrounded by so many Cowboys fans? I don't really understand it.
Lisa Ann's a Cowboys fan too.
I know. So is Michael Fabiano, Glenn Colton. I mean, like Adam Ronis.
There's a reason we're all fans.
Oh man.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting. I'm a little curious there on the turn. We see a Justin Jefferson and a Joe Burrow. Is anybody worried about Joe Burrow?
Nice silence, right?
I think people are worried, about Joe Burrow.
Him? I'm not as worried. I don't think I'm that worried about him, but I haven't been taking him, not in mock drafts, but like when I'm writing and stuff, when I go in to look at stuff, I'm like, I'd rather just not write about him and write about somebody else. So I've been, not really that high on, I've been taking, Dak, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's in like a similar spot. He's like right in between. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a really long lean into this scoring format and roster structure. All right. I'm going to be that guy who takes the 2 QBs back to back.
All right. I'm not sure, you might not be the only one, but since we are on round 2, how do you guys feel about stacking in best ball? Are you good with that? Like, what are your thoughts, Howard?
If I'm in a big tournament, then I'm okay with it. If you're doing like the Best Ball Mania 5 or whatever number we're on right now, if you're doing something like that, then, you kind of need to hit with like, it's a good strategy to employ, especially if you can grab one on a high scoring offense. I think that's the way. But if you're doing just a contained draft where I'm trying to just beat, 11 other people, it's not really a priority for me at all. I'm still like, while people are sort of, reaching for players too much to, to complete their stack, I'll just happily take, people. It's like playing DFS, cash game versus GPP. It's a contained draft. I'm going to build it like a cash lineup, and it's going to be a lot of best player available, regardless of pairings or stackings or anything like that.
I see Kelly took Sam Laporta. I love him. I think he's gonna be great again. Oh, we got the 3rd round reversal, you guys. Here we go.
Oh,
see what my buddy Jim does here. Uh-oh. Hey, you know what? I will say Jameson said that you sniped him, Howard.
I did on
on Kyler.
On Kyler? Good.
Yep.
You know what? That's good. I'm glad. Mock draft or not, you got to treat this like a war, for crying out loud. And if that means screwing somebody over, well, damn it, that's what I'm going to do.
Man, I'm so glad I'm not in this draft. Good Lord.
Cutthroat, man.
Yeah, it's cutthroat out here.
I'm watching. Kacey, what do you think of Tyreek this year?
I am still... I don't know if I'm ever going to get off that bus. A couple of years back, I was like, oh, maybe I'll, there's no way he's going to continue to do what he's doing. But I'm pretty solid with him this year.
I love him, but I'm a Dolphins fan too, so I'm gonna have to love him. But
absolutely amazing. Yeah, I guess maybe it's because I'm still so inundated with so much dynasty talk, and everybody's talking about, trying to get younger on their roster. And I don't know. I had some dude who was like looking to trade Tyreek, and I was like, you look like a team that's built to win right now. So I agree with you there. Longevity wise, you think what's your hunch? 2 years more maybe?
Yeah, probably something like that, which in Dynasty is so crazy trying to trade him away to people because nobody really knows like what kind of value to put him on. I swear in different leagues, it's just crazy how different trades will go through and stuff, just depending on who you're playing with. But I can't even put my finger on exactly what his value is right now because people are just like, nah, we're good. We don't.
I had a guy who traded him and some garbage, like a 3rd round pick and some like rando player for like Zamir White, like a 2nd rounder in 2025 and another wide receiver, like a middle of the road wide receiver. I was like, you just gave Tyreek away. That blew me away. So I'm always kind of curious when I start seeing weird trades like that and wondering how everybody's kind of valuing, that player. As soon as somebody takes him in a draft, I want to know exactly what you think of him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, redraft, I'm all about him. So definitely, yeah.
I'm sorry, Wendi. I didn't mean to hijack you there.
No, I'm enjoying it. Trust me. But I will say, you also sniped Gator with your Dalton Kincaid.
Nice. Take that, Gator. Take that. Gator and I, we battle on a routine basis during mock draft season and best ball season. He and I always find a way in there.
And that guy is mocking what I don't think between Josh and Gator, I don't think those guys sleep. They're like vampires. They don't. It's amazing. You send a message to them and they're there to help. So they've been so supportive. So those guys are great. I'm glad that they're here.
Yeah, that's super rad. I need to get in more mocks. Dang, I need to get in some mocks. Let's go.
Well, you can come in ours. We're going to be here until August.
Well, sign me up then. I guess I have.
We're going to do something different every week.
This sounds like
it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Ooh, man, I like the Kyle Pitts. I want this so bad. Is it going to happen? Kacey, what do you think?
Yes, I think it's going to happen. I think that the changes that have been made there are going to help, and the touchdowns are going to go up. So, yeah, I think this has got to be it. Come on, let's go.
I don't know. There, honestly, there's, I guess, all the top tight ends are kind of going. But, I mean, for tight end premium, let's see who doesn't have a tight end yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. Sometimes you don't want to overvalue the tight end premium situation. The funny thing is that, tight ends right now are going just like this in regular best ball formats. Like, it's amazing that how some of the ADP's getting pushed up on some of these guys. Maybe it's more like, third, fourth than it is here with like a second and like 4 guys going in the third. But, it seems to be that, the general consensus, or at least because I seem to be talking tight ends like left and right. It's like you got the top 5 guys. Then there's like, okay, whatever in the middle. There's good stuff that can be had. You can get away, with like a Jake Ferguson, right? Who's like, he's like right there on the cusp of like the top 10 overall tight ends. You kind of, you can dabble in that area, or you could go all the way down to like a Hunter Henry, or, like even like taking a shot on like a Greg Dulcich type guy. So there's good levels all around. So I always find it interesting that, and again, this is tight end premium, but I'm still seeing it in best ball drafts. The top 5 tight ends are like really climbing up even more. Remember when it used to just be like Kelsey and then nobody, and now it's like, boom, 5 guys up top.
Yeah. I mean, especially in best ball, I'm okay with waiting and taking a couple of guys that can have big boom weeks that I know, like, that I know have put up those numbers, especially if you go back and look at the different tight ends that are always, and it being PPR, obviously that changes. Like Evan Ingram scored better in PPR last year than he did in standard, and for a while he has been known to do that. So, yeah. As I say that, I noticed.
Are you going to take a tight end here? Yeah, he just went.
Am I? Yeah, I am.
Oh,
of course.
There you go. Somebody's stacking Cowboys.
I figured, first mock, let's go ahead and
right. Why not?
It's not a bad thing, that offense. I mean, obviously pass heavy, good stuff. Like, one piece of that offense, why not have a little bit more?
I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, that's the way they run it there. Lamb's going to get the boatload of targets. Cooks is the number 2 guy. Ferguson inside the red zone. It's almost like clockwork. If you guys got a running back, it would be like, I mean, like legitimately, I don't want to hate on Rico Dowdle or besmirch the name of Zeke, but
besmirch.
Yeah, please do that. Zeke, I don't know. You talk all the trash about Zeke you want. It's cool.
All right.
I feel like that was kind of crazy that Deebo Samuel was still available.
Yeah.
That is kind of crazy.
But is that, I guess maybe it's because all the quarterbacks are gone. Maybe.
So like with people that are maybe new or, kind of new to best ball, how do you feel? Do you worry about bye weeks in best ball, or doesn't even matter? Howard?
For my primary guys, yeah. I mean, you have to look. I mean, especially here in a Superflex, if you're going to get 2-3 quarterbacks, you definitely want to make sure. Which is kind of funny because I don't even know if I was even looking at bye weeks when I took Jackson and Murray. So
I got you.
I'll have to investigate that before making another pick. But for my primary guys, yeah, I'll look at at some of the bye weeks. I won't pass up on a guy because of a bye week, but like as I'm like looking further into the draft and I'm like, I need some running backs, and okay, what bye weeks do I need covered
here? Yeah.
Oh, and hey, Kacey.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did you pick yet?
No,
okay, I'll talk to you. Okay, no,
you're good. You can talk to me right now.
So listen, we want you and your Sunday Dreamers. Michael, I think, is going to reach out to you, or may have reached out to you already, about helping with our T-shirts for Battle of the Sexes this year.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm in the process of learning how to do all the extra stuff that I need to do to take it to the next level and be able to do all that kind of stuff. So, somebody got sniped.
Oh, Jameson got you. Is that what you're saying?
Rat farts.
Way to go, Jameson.
Yeah, way to go, Jameson.
Well, where can people? Where is it? Sunday Dreamers, is that the Twitter handle? And do you have a website?
Yeah. So if you go to sundaydreamersclub.com, you can get all kinds of fantasy football inspired T-shirts there, sweatshirts. Probably have some more stuff up. It's a work in progress. I'm trying to grow and grow and grow, and so it's over on Etsy right now. But in the future, we're going to continue. Like my wife and I are, she's got a lot of ideas and a lot of fun stuff. So I I don't have to like do as much of the like, I can just sit there and design stuff. So yeah.
Perfect. I see Angie said she is wearing a Sunday Dreamer shirt as we speak.
Oh yeah, that's a very big seller. I was looking today to see which ones I should bring to the expo, and I saw that one sold a lot.
The love language one.
Yeah, that's the one. I just ordered one of those actually, so there you go. From my printer.
I've got the I love my tight end premium one. I wear that one all the time. It's one of my favorites. I wore it when I met RoboCop James Thornton. I was wearing your shirt. He liked it too.
Yeah, cool. I saw that. That was so dope. Yeah.
All right, so I love that Rachaad White pick on the turn. I love him. I think he's going to be good again this year. Let's see, who else do we got here?
Who, what, where, when, how, why?
I'm not in a
sorry. I've been clicking around Sunday Dreamers Club over here.
Put some of those shirts in your cart there, Howard.
Yeah, right, we'll be at the expo too. So for everybody that's listening, that's going to be at the expo, I have a booth, and so I'm going to bring a few different designs. So let me know if there's anything that I need to bring, because I want to make sure everybody gets what they need.
Heck yeah. You know what? Like, I can't go to the actual thing on Sunday, so I might have to just hook up with you before that.
There you go. Yeah, for sure.
So Howard, have you gone to? You went to the Sphere, the show at the fish thing in Las Vegas. What was that like? Oh my God!
You sound like my dad trying to talk to me. Hey, so I saw the movie The Batman the other day, and it was really so. Yes, I saw the fish at the Sphere. Yeah, it was pretty sick. I'll tell you what, man. If you ever get the opportunity. Like, I mean, it just so happens that I get to see my favorite band at this, incredible venue. It is a mind-blowing experience. Like, I mean, it is unbelievable. So if you ever have the opportunity, I don't care what band it is, or, even just they have like their other shows. It's just something really cool to kind of check out. Really kind of during the show, it's great too, because it kind of like, screws with your equilibrium. If you're like, let's say, you're hanging out at the show with your friend Molly, and then all of a sudden, like, everything starts getting a little on the trippy side, and you feel like you're moving with the Sphere, and there's some motion sickness there. So you kind of get your bearings. It's a good time.
Oh, that sounds great.
I love that. Maybe too much.
All right. So Kacey, she's looking on to
clock.
See here.
Take DeAndre Swift. Take him. Take Swift. He sucks.
I don't want to.
I hate DeAndre.
But I'm really scared right now. So we're gonna just, we're gonna do something.
Oh, so tell me about that pick.
I said, you know what? Let's just rip the Band-Aid off and let's just do this. All right. You have to. I've questioned myself over the years about having faith in rookie quarterbacks, and it's come back to bite me in the butt sometimes. Sometimes, it hasn't worked out for those guys, so it worked out for me. But, I like Minnesota's offense, and obviously whoever's throwing the ball there, with all those weapons, I want to, at least maybe out of the rookies, what he's there for me right then. That's, I could have gone Watson. I want to go Watson, so. Let's go ahead and go with McCarthy.
I mean, he's going to be the starter. You know that for a fact. He could be a boom or bust, but I saw him at the combine because women of fantasy football sent me to the combine, which was great. And it didn't start out real good for him, but he ended with he was pretty impressive. I think that everybody kind of got on the McCarthy bandwagon. So I'm hoping for good things in Minnesota. For my best friend JC too, because he's a Vikings fan.
Let's go.
And he's here drafting. Let's take a look at his team. Oh, he took Aaron Rodgers. What is going on with Aaron Rodgers? Howard, you're a Jets fan. Can you explain, please?
So you guys watch Parks and Rec? You know that gif of John Ralphio going the worst. Like that is emblazoned in my head every time I hear Aaron Rodgers' name. I was so against him coming to the Jets and
from the very beginning.
Very beginning, I just didn't want the circus that comes with Aaron Rodgers. You know, like we did that with Brett Favre. Why are we punishing ourselves with this again with Aaron Rodgers? You know, like, the injury notwithstanding, like if he didn't get hurt last year, there would have been some sort of in-season drama. There always is. So, you know, I mean, I think that it's, you know, it's just a pain in the ass. Like, I wish him nothing but the best. If I can get 3,800 to 4,000 yards, 20 to 25 touchdowns out of him this year, I will be a happy camper because the Jets will probably be above 500 if he has that kind of a season. I'm not going to hate on it. You know, it's been very rough as a Jets fan, not going to lie. I just kind of grin and bear it at this point. And so, I mean, there's optimism, but it's not like I'm running out to be like, yeah, I'm going to give me that Jet stack in the Best Ball Mania. That's going to be that's the league winner. I love league winner. What a great,
well, after you make your pick, I want to know, like, why is he not at camp? I mean, what's up with that? Make your pick.
Oh, because he he licked the wrong flavor crystal, and so it just wasn't in the mood, I guess. I don't know. He said he had somewhere to go, and Robert Saleh did like the what he needed to do as a coach, and just be like, oh yeah. Well, I knew about it ahead of time. It's an inexcused absence, but it's not like I didn't know he wasn't showing up. He's just not joining us on time. So,
well, Angie's kind of wondering, do you think Aaron just can't throw yet? Otherwise, like, why is he not there? Just the drama?
Because, he doesn't need to be there. Like, when training camp opens, Aaron Rodgers will be there. Like, I get it. This is like mandatory mini camp, but I mean, it's still mandatory mini camp. And I'm not going to worry about it at all that Rodgers is like not healthy or on time or whatever. It's going to be the recovery process is what it is. And I'll just kind of, I'll worry about it once training camp happens, Well, I'm still relieved. I'm still relieved that he's not a running mate for some stupid presidential candidate. Like,
that's true.
Thank him a lucky stars there.
Well, Scampers thinks that Joe Douglas should be unemployed and that Bob Saleh is a doofus.
I mean, Saleh's, Saleh's like he's like a Herm Edwards, right? He's good with defenses and he's a good motivator. He's like a player's coach. Like, that's just, that's what Robert Saleh is. The problem with the Jets right now, again, it's that, Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett are holding us hostage. We go as they go, and there's no in between. There's no in between.
Oh, yeah. So Jonathan's bringing up a point here with Rashee Rice in the 8th. I mean, do you think there's going to be a suspension? I don't know. Everybody's kind of looking at Drew Davenport because that guy's so smart with all that stuff. But I don't think there's really any kind of decision yet. But would you feel safe with him there? If you wanted to draft him, would you have drafted him? Well, I guess you would have. You picked Chris Godwin.
I mean, it wasn't about like, the suspension. I think at most Rice will probably get like 2 games. They'll probably give him like 3 games and then he'll appeal, some of it, and they'll knock it down to 2 and that'll be the end of it. So I think he's fine. Like, that's, I'll take him over Odunze, knowing the situation over there in Chicago, but I'm not too worried about Rashee Rice. Again, we saw the rapport that he and Mahomes put together last year. Solid stuff. I'll take that. I'll take that any day, right? You're on Mahomes' good side.
What do you mean by the situation in Chicago? Because there's a couple Bears fans in here.
Well, just in the sense that I was just gonna say Odunze is this year's Jackson Smith-Njigba. Phenomenally talented player who's the 3rd option now on the team. Yeah.
Yep. Wah, wah.
JSN 2.0.
When I traded for Keenan Allen thinking I was cool, and then they dropped. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. I was like, I thought I was being so cool. Oh, yeah, he catches all the footballs.
Everyone,
What?
listen to Gator. Listen to Gator. Hit the like. Go subscribe. Like our show, please. Please do it.
Nice. All right, where's Kacey going here? Where's Kacey going?
How do I need to go here? Let's see. What is this girl gonna do tonight?
I don't know.
Hi.
I'm on the
We're
edge of my
going-
seat.
Me too. For real. We're gonna go.
Don't take my guy.
I don't know.
Don't take my guy.
This is where it gets like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, and then the seconds start ticking, and you're like, how am I doing here? I'm gonna go.
At least Sleeper with like the ticking sound is a little bit a little more subtle than some of the other websites. I love the ones with the big buzzers.
Yeah, that's always so much fun.
Oh, all right. I like that pick. I like
Let's
that
talk
pick.
about it. Let's
Oh,
talk
do
about
it.
it, Kacey.
Who, man. I was talking to some people the other day. I really can't remember who it was who convinced me that it was. I don't remember. Anyway, whoever I was talking to convinced me that Nick Chubb, like, he's, he got hurt. But like, dude, it's just, I don't know. Maybe it might be part of the thing that everybody likes him. He's a nice guy, but but also like I'm taking him there. Like I still feel kind of like in best ball, I feel confident having him on my roster in this round. The other guys, I just didn't feel like I needed to have them on my roster. I feel like Nick Chubb gives me the best situation right there, the best chance to have one of those or multiple boom games. So. As long as he's healthy and good and everything's gravy with him, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of healthy, I'm looking at the Jonathon Brooks pick. I love him. Again, I got to meet him at the combine. Not trying to throw anything out there, but I did get to interview him. He was really, really nice. But you know what, Sleeper, can they not get a picture of him yet? That's not right. All of these rookies don't have pictures yet. That is really sad. You tell me they haven't taken pictures. Come on.
It's so funny is like doing like the fantasy angle when you do end up like interviewing some of these guys and they're like, you have great interviews and then you have really lousy interviews. But like when you get like the great interview and then all of a sudden, so then you kind of become a fan in your fantasy drafts. And so you start like overloading on them and then the player kind of disappoints. Case in point, ARich Ebron was one of my absolute favorite interviews. We actually spent like 15 minutes of a 25-minute interview talking about the best barbecue for your buck between his house in North Carolina and campus at Chapel Hill. And like it was like the craziest conversation that we ended up on about it. It was so much fun. That then all of a sudden his rookie year, I was like, shares of ARich Ebron, shares of ARich Ebron, shares of fudge. So as much as you love Jonathon Brooks, just be careful.
What is best ball?
I was looking at him there though, because of I was like, okay, Chubb, but the injury stuff, but it being best ball, I feel a little bit more solid. You know what I mean? Like I feel
because
like I have
later on, if he does,
later on, if he comes on, then you've got that at least. So,
well, I think we have a question. I'm assuming this is for Dynasty. So, are y'all trading Hurts and a 2025 third for Richardson and Bowers? No TEP. Who would do that? Howard.
Trading Hurts and a 2025 third rounder for Anthony Richardson and Bowers, no tight end premium. I'm fine doing that. If this is Dynasty League, I kind of worry about what's going to happen with Jalen Hurts because, I don't necessarily know how great of a consistent downfield passer he's going to be to retain value. With Kellen Moore, putting in his system, it's going to be a heavy lean on Saquon Barkley. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to get the rushing touchdowns that they once had. Losing Jason Kelce as the center is going to be a major linchpin on the old tush-push play that I don't necessarily know if they're going to, have him running that all that often. So with Saquon Barkley there and the way Kellen Moore likes to, like, Kacey, Kellen Moore's offense. He loves running that football and using it to set up the downfield passing, further. There's, and then, hit the tight end inside the red zone. Like, that's his MO. So I don't mind losing Hurts for a guy like Anthony Richardson, who is running the football and, got a couple more years of doing that before they change him. And then Bowers just a great pass catcher. That's my take. I'm fine with that.
How about you, Kacey?
I'm not the no tight end premium, even though he is a great pass catcher, is the only thing that's kind of throwing me off on this. But I don't know. I feel like it's, to me, I wouldn't on either end. Like, if I don't know if I feel like I'm winning enough on either side to actually do that trade. To me, it's pretty close.
So I feel like no distinct advantage.
No, I don't see any advantage to doing that, really. So, nah, I don't think.
And I have no opinion, because you know what? I am not good at Dynasty. I don't like it. I have regrets playing in it. And I'm sure I'm a horrible league mate. They all love me, and they're all so nice to me, but I know I'm not very good at being a league mate. So I'm going to play this last year, and then I'm going to pay whoever wants to take my team over. I'll pay for like 2 years. Okay. That's fair, right?
I got involved in this monster dynasty league being run by Mike Dempsey, and I am just like, it is beyond me at times.
All these trades coming in all the time,
left and right. I had to ask Britt Flynn. I said to Britt, I'm like, I need help running this team. I said, I'll pay the entrance fee. You help me run the team, and work through, the insane amount of trade offers that like come through on the regular. I said, well, we split the winnings. Please help me here.
So, did she say yes?
Yeah. She's been on it now with me for we're going, I guess this is only our second or our third season together coming up.
Have you won anything?
Nope. Haven't won a thing.
Okay.
But she did some really good things to the team last season. Like some really nice moves there that it brought us from the, when the league first started, it's like 32 teams. So it's like, when the league first started, it was like an overall sort of a thing. And then all of a sudden, like the top half, in the standings, like they went to like the Premier League, and then the rest of us were in the shit league down here. And so Britt helped me go from the shit league to the Premier League last year. So
you know why? Because she knows her shit. That's why.
She knows what she's doing. I don't know what I'm doing in that league.
I'm not saying that you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, no, I am saying I don't know what I'm doing in that league.
Hey there, Kacey. Derek Carr.
Yeah. I needed I felt like I needed another quarterback because McCarthy is, I'm unsure there. Derek Carr. I used to really like Derek Carr. I'm sure a lot of people used to really like Derek Carr, and Derek Carr has fallen off. Still rocking the eyeliner. I'm still all about that jam. But look, he can put up some games, and I'm gonna need him at one point, I'm sure. So take a shot. Best ball makes me feel a little less nervous about taking guys. So.
Yeah, that's kind of, to me, best ball is more fun. And I believe me, there's a lot of money in best ball. Just you guys go follow Big Draft Energy, because he's in this his drafters, and I'm telling you, they give away like $500,000 to the winner and stuff in a best ball tournament. So It's a fun thing. But hey, it looks like there's a little bit more of an explanation on Matthew's question. So Njoku was a starting tight end. Other quarterback is Kyler, Superflex. So does that change anybody's
Yeah,
opinion?
I'm not on Njoku. I'm not on him anymore. So, yep, sorry.
Kelly, you know
I-
what? Kelly in Phoenix would be very disappointed because she says he smells really good.
I mean, he could smell delightful. I mean, that's one of the best things in the world is when a guy walks by and he smells so good. Like that's
Well,
the
she
coolest
hung out
thing.
with him. She gave him directions at the
I
Super
mean,
Bowl.
You know what? A+ to him for smelling good. Like, thank you, sir. Like, that's awesome.
He's an incredibly handsome man. I am
He
not
is.
gonna
He
lie.
is. He is
Totally.
very handsome. He is very handsome.
And I tell you, you know, after he suffered the burns and then he was like walking into the stadium with the skull mask and the
Yes.
big fur coat and the washboard abs, I was like,
badass.
I literally turned to my wife and was like, "You done. If he ever comes a calling, I want that man." But now that Alex Van Pelt is not the offensive coordinator over there, I don't know if Njoku is going to see the targets. Like I get why you're not in on him this year, as handsome as he is.
How did Deborah take that news?
She was okay with it.
Okay.
She was like, "I'll join in, please."
Well, listen, hey, Bonnie says the Dynasty is my jam. I did not know that about you, Queen. I did not know that. I see, let's see, let me take a look at her. Oh, okay. She's got Njoku. She's got the good smelling tight end, you guys.
Yeah, well,
Queen Bonnie does.
Yeah, but I've got the tight end who's going to see all the targets in an Alex Van Pelt system now. That's what I'm digging on. Oh, goodness. Where am I going?
Right. There's Jameson's opinion, and I value his opinion. You know what? I'm so glad he's here.
I'll get my third QB here.
And Dame is agreeing. I'm pretty sure that you're agreeing with what Jameson is saying. Is that correct, Dame?
Richardson and Bowers. Seems like, yeah, me too. I was definitely in on that. 100%. I think that's
yeah, hopefully not.
If you're Stefanski, you can't look at that magic production and say, hey, we're just going to go away from that. You don't want to say that that's what's going to happen, but the problem is that, you know, Stefanski's got a new offensive coordinator here, and while he's going to carry out the ultimate wishes of the head coach, you know, they're still going to put their own. They're always going to put their own spin onto an offense. You know, I said to when I said that Joe Lombardi left the Chargers, I said this last year when Joe Lombardi left the Chargers to go to the Broncos. I said to everybody, I said, don't draft Austin Eckler at his ADP. Don't do it because he's not going to see the target volume that he was. And everybody was like, you're a moron. You're an idiot. You're not just, and said exactly what you just said, though. You're not going to have a season like that and see what kind of production he has and then just turn away from it. But then what happened? Kellen Moore came in as the offensive coordinator. He put his system into it. And, and one of the things that Kellen Moore does not do is throw the ball to the running back. It's just not his thing. Why do you think Tony Pollard sucked for so many years in Dallas? Because they weren't getting him involved in the passing game because that's not what Kellen Moore likes to do. So while, it was great to see what Njoku did last year, if the offensive coordinator is not going to call his number on the regular and he's going to change around the scheme a little bit to fit what he wants to ultimately do, that's what it is. That you're at that mercy of it. Like, that's one of the reasons why I spend countless hours, and I put this out in the Fantasy Alarm draft guide all the time, a full breakdown of every coaching system. I talk coaching tendencies. I talk actual system blocking schemes, everything like that. Like, until he walked out of camp, like I'm 100% in on Alvin Kamara resurgence this year because Clint Kubiak is the offensive coordinator for New Orleans. And Clint runs the same kind of offense that his dad, Gary, ran with like Rick Dennison, the one that like made all of these 1,000-yard rushers from like out of nowhere. So, I mean, that's why I implore everybody, follow the schemes, follow what the coaching movement does. There are 7 new head coaches, 14 new offensive coordinators. If you think that the numbers are just going to translate from year to year, you're making a mistake in your analysis.
And with Njoku too, okay, who was throwing him the football when he was playing at his best, when he was scoring you the most, man? It was Joe Flacco. It was a bunch of other guys that aren't Deshaun Watson. Not that, if you look at the numbers, there is a difference between when Watson's throwing him the ball and when everybody else is throwing him the ball.
I see Kacey.
Watson, what a moron! Oh my goodness, so much promise, so much.
Yep,
amazing. Then he just turned into like the worst.
That's what. Yeah,
he turned into like
a waste of talent. A waste of talent.
He became like the Jeffrey Epstein of football. Right?
I mean, you said it.
Come
on a t-shirt.
Like ultimate not going to disagree. Right there. He's the Jeffrey Epstein of football. It's so bad.
Oh man! So Kacey, I see that you took another cowboy there. That
I did.
Got Brent Cooks. You're really stacking them, huh?
Well, Howard brought up his name earlier, and it kind of stuck in my head. So,
damn me.
Hey, I wanted to mention too, since this is the Battle of the Sexes mock draft here, last year we raised $5,750 for. We gave $2,000 to Living Beyond Breast Cancer, $2,000 to Zero Project for prostate cancer research, and $1,750 to Play Like a Girl. And Michael's company, they double his 1,000, so they had added 2,000. So out of that, they're going to do it again this year. They already doubled the $1,000. So it's not required. A donation is not required to play in our tournament. So don't feel obligated. If you can do it, that's great. If you can't, that's okay too. And I also had a few people that donated for someone else to play. I mean, how great of a community do we have when people are doing that? They're like, hey, you know what? I can't play, but I'm going to donate for someone that maybe can't donate and let them play. So I thought I'd mention that because that's really cool.
I dig that. I dig that a lot. That's like a nice little pay it forward kind of a thing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what's so great about this community. Everybody is so willing to help each other out. So
right, because the whole rest of the world is just dog shit. I mean,
isn't
it? Isn't it?
It kind of you kind of right there.
I mean. Yeah.
Well, and with the expo, we get to meet all of us and, have that bond. And, when I got to the expo last year, it was my first year. I was so nervous. I mean, literally shaking, walking up to the expo, and I hear my name and I'm like, first of all, who knows my name? I can't believe it. And it was you, Howard. It was Howard Bender. And it just like immediately I felt so at home. And, so anybody that's thinking, oh, should I go to the expo? Go to the expo.
Yeah, for real. I'm excited. Counting down the days.
Hey, I got a picture with Kacey, and you know what? I didn't get a picture with Howard. And I spent Howard, you even bought me breakfast. And we still didn't get a picture together. I couldn't believe it. I was so disappointed. You're not getting away with it this year.
I will try not to. I didn't even try to get away with it. I didn't. Sorry, I was looking at Big Draft Energies. Eckler didn't get hurt week 1, and he was never right after that. Come on. What are you talking about? We definitely have different memories on that. Does anybody remember Eckler getting hurt week 1 and then was just ruined?
He was my pick last year in the Scott Fish Bowl. I was on the 12 on the turn, and I went with Mark Andrews and Austin Eckler. Let me tell you, it didn't work out very well for me last year.
Yeah, no, I'm just, trying to, if he thinks that Eckler got hurt in week 1 and that's what took him down for the season, I have a hard time believing that was the case. I don't remember Austin Eckler that happening to him. Am I wrong?
I love Austin Eckler. I still stand by him. I don't care. I don't care that he screwed me over last year. I walked out of that Scott Fish draft like I thought I had a great team, and I did not have a great team.
So he got hurt. He had a good week 1. He got hurt. He didn't play for 3 weeks. But he had the bye week off, and then he came back. If that's like, if you genuinely think that that's why Eckler was a bust, that this injury and he was never recovered properly. All right. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong for thinking that. I just firmly disagree. That's all. That's what makes the world go around. Disagreement.
Thanks a lot, Angie. I thought we were friends. I guess I didn't listen to Howard enough last year.
Hey, you know what? I don't get them right all the time either. If I did, you think I'd be here right now? I'd be like on a yacht in the south of France somewhere. If I was right all the time.
I don't know. Okay, so he's just saying that it's different situations going back to the Njoku point.
I got you. We'll talk big draft energy. You know that. We just started following each other on Twitter.
Look at that.
To know him. I just subscribed to his YouTube channel also.
Mock Girl Summer, bringing the people together. That's what we're here to do. We are bringing the people together.
Beautiful thing to see.
And you guys, you have to make sure and subscribe. That's really important to subscribe to the channel because they have so many cool shows. This way you don't miss anything. You got Mock It Like It's Hot on Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Dynasty After Party on Sunday mornings at 11 Eastern Time. This is all Eastern Time, people. I'm not going to keep saying that. Mocking with the Stars on Monday night at 10. Masterclass, which is Best Ball with Stacey Perez, who I adore, on Tuesday nights at 8:30. Also on Women of Fantasy Football. Who's Your Caddy? Golf DSF on Wednesday mornings at 9 with my girl, Kelly. That's how I met Kelly, was kind of following her on her Who's Your Caddy. So no pun intended, on Wednesday nights at 7. So, make sure that you guys come in and subscribe so you can see all those shows. Don't miss anything. Hey, Charlene, I see you.
All right, Kacey, who's you taking with your last round pick here?
That's a great question. I gotta actually look at my team. I gotta look at my team and see what it looks like because.
Oh, big draft energy just sniped my last pick. Well, now we're gonna have words.
That's nice.
Now we're gonna have words. Damn, he took the Giants.
Time for some words. All right, who are we taking?
Beast.
So Howard, throw out a rookie running back that you think is gonna do the best this season.
I actually really like Jonathon Brooks. We were talking about him before.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, listen. New regime over there. Dave Canales as the head coach. We saw what Canales did for Rachaad White last year in that, putting that scheme together in Tampa Bay. So he brings it over to Carolina. And I know Chuba Hubbard's there, but you know what? New regime. They draft Brooks. They use strong draft capital on him. And how many times have you seen like a coach come in and start he wants to put his spin on it. He wants his guys in there. So we could see Chuba Hubbard on the way out a little faster. So, yeah, I think Jonathon Brooks will be, in an interesting spot in Carolina.
And how about you, Kacey? Let's pick a wide receiver rookie. Who do you think's going to have the best season?
Who do I think is going to have the best season? Sorry, I'm just freaking out after my last draft pick because I was like 8 seconds left, and I'm like, who am I taking?
Malachi.
Can we just say him since I have him on my roster? I don't know, honestly. I need to brush up on my wide receivers like hardcore right now. I've been writing so much tight end and running back stuff.
Okay, so would you say Brock Bowers for tight end? Is that going to be your guy?
I mean, he's the guy that, I wouldn't, if I could lump him in there, that'd be probably, because Howard's already talked about his pass catching and all of that, especially being half point PPR, but just in general, PPR or standard leagues or whatever, I think he's a step above. So that's, and for the long-term dynasty purposes too.
Well, we're going to take a look. We just got a couple picks left here, but
Well, yeah, Marvin Harrison. Sorry, I just interrupted you. I was like, duh.
Yeah, you never really said your pick, so that's who you're picking.
Well, no, I saw it in the chat. Bonnie posted it, and I'm like, duh. Like, how did he slip my brain? God, you guys ever have one of those nights? That's my life. Okay, sorry for interrupting you.
It's okay.
Oh man, don't put that big draft energy. Don't put that voodoo on Kamani Vidal, aka Spiller 2.0. Why you gotta put that bad juju on him? Let's hope he's not Isaiah Spiller 2.0. Come on, so mean.
So Kacey.
Yeah, and look, I took him to. God, I really need to take a nap.
Well, you said you weren't feeling very well, so we'll just roll with that.
And I told you, like, I've been on podcasts.
Did you take some allergy drugs or something?
I need to, but I mean, I'm already like this. I wish I was like on something right now. Allergy wise, drowsy.
Oh, hey there, Bonnie. Bonnie took who Gator wanted too. This was so much fun, you guys. You made it so easy. I'm telling you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having us. For real. It was dope.
All right, so let's take a look at this. I want you guys to each maybe pick your most interesting team. Doesn't have to be somebody you're like, oh, hey, this team's terrible. I'm just saying, like, what do you think is interesting here? Like, you're going to be like, hey, this team's going to probably be really good. Take a look through.
I don't like my team, but isn't that how it goes? At least with me, every time I'm done, I'm like,
I like Jameson right in front of me here. Richardson, Trevor Lawrence just got paid, yo.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
And he has great hair too. I don't care what anybody says. He has wonderful hair. I love it.
I love the receiving core. Like, I love DK Metcalf this year in Grubb's offense. He's got strong receivers, and you know what? I mean, didn't really sacrifice a huge amount at running back. Ramondre Stevenson should be okay. Mostert stays in the mix. Spears could end up outplaying Tony Pollard. So, yeah, and I like the the back end wide receivers here. Freiermuth, Andrews. I like Jameson's team.
All right, how about you, Kacey? What sticks out? Anybody's team?
I think I like the 12th team. I can't read. I don't know.
You say my team, Kacey? Come on now.
Yep. No. Dobbs 20. Yep, there you go. Dobbs 23. That's my buddy Jim.
Yeah,
and he's a big Bears fan.
One. Yeah. Yeah, I like. Let me go back. Well, I don't know where it went, but yeah, I'd say I like the Justin Jefferson pick for sure. I'm a fan of that. Getting him right there. And then getting those two quarterbacks right there, I like that stack right, or the two quarterbacks right there, that one too. And Rashee White as the first running back on that team. I would pick those players if I was in that spot, like for sure. So I think from where you ended up, yeah.
Well, that about wraps things up, everyone. I'm supposed to ask how Kacey and Howard feel about their teams. Kacey already said she doesn't like her team. So,
I like parts of my team, but some of them
Howard,
I think.
How do you feel you drafted tonight?
My team's amazing. It's going to win, no problem.
All right.
Nothing's going to go wrong. Everybody's going to stay healthy all year, and it's going to be phenomenal.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank everyone for drafting with us today, as well as my wonderful co-host, guest, and friend Howard for helping make my job so easy. And a big thank you to Kacey for joining us. It's been great. Kacey, remind everyone where they can find you and everything you have going on these days.
Yes, ma'am. First and foremost, thank you for having me on. Sorry that I'm kind of out of it right now, but this was a lot of fun. So, you can find me on Twitter at Kacey Kasem. I write for Fantasy Six Pack, Roto Baller, and we've got South Harmon Fantasy Football that I'm doing stuff with content for as well. We're still working some stuff out because we got to get some dynasty players. Like Wendi is like, nah, so and then SundayDreamersClub.com. If you guys go there and check out all the t-shirts, it really helps me out because I'm trying to do this business of fantasy football and struggling out here. So let's go, homies. I appreciate it. Come to the expo, check me out. You guys are awesome.
Awesome.
And get real with Kacey Kasem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your big, yes.
That's my baby.
Yes.
Let's not forget about that.
And then Howard, tell everyone where they can find you when you're not hanging out with me here.
FantasyAlarm.com. I'm all over the pages there. Got our draft guide coming out. I write weekly columns in the New York Post if you're in that area and you read that paper. And you can hear me on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern, co-hosting the Fantasy Alarm Show with Jim Bowden.
I know. I love that show. You're heavy into baseball right now, so I'm so happy that you came here tonight. Thank you.
Oh, no, we're rocking the football talk like crazy today. I spent all afternoon talking tight ends. It was,
Nice. So on next week's episode, we'll be hosting a Scott Fishbowl mock draft with none other than Joey Wright. Oh my God, are you serious? That is going to be so much fun. This has been episode 2 of Women of Fantasy Football's Mock Girl Summer. You can find us here on the Women of Fantasy Football and Club Fantasy FFL YouTube channels every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have different guests each and every week doing different drafts to help you get ready for your 2024 fantasy football leagues. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe and show us all the love you can as we get this show off the ground. There are so many great guests on the Club Fantasy and WOFF channels. So when you subscribe, you never miss anything. So you guys have a great evening and we'll see you next week.